How y'all doing? This is Preacher Man R&B, and this is another movie reviews. This time I'm reviewing Need for Speed. Now it's loosely based on the Need for Speed video game, but what goes down is we follow this character named Toby Marshall, and he has his own mechanic. He's a mechanic, and he owns his own shop. And what happens is this guy named Dino gets Toby to rebuild this Shelby GT Mustang, and it's a custom Mustang. He rebuilds it from the ground up, and they take it to this car show. So this British woman comes and asks about it, and she's acting like she don't know about cars. She's acting like she don't know nothing about anything to do with cars. She tells them to pop the hood, and then she tells Toby and them every part of that car from back to front, and then she tells them she'll buy it for $27 million. Well, Toby wants to get $30 million for it, and he said if he could make it top over 230 miles per hour, they'll sell it for $30 million, and she agrees to it. So they take it to this track, and Toby is driving it, and he gets it up to 234, if I remember correctly. And then Dino comes out on the track and makes him stop, and tells Ash what he's doing, and Toby tells him they just topped 234, and they make an offer for the car, and Toby tells them $3 million, and she says 2.7, and they renegotiate, thinking that's what they sold for. But anyway, after this, Toby, his ex-girlfriend's little brother Pete, and Dino have a race, and they're using these high-powered fancy cars, and they're racing through. And what happens is Toby gets out in front, and Pete's keeping Dino in the back. Well, what Dino does is sideswipe Pete, and Pete wrecks, and Pete winds up dying. And Dino leaves, and Toby gets blamed for it because he was on the scene of the crime, and they put Toby in jail for 2 years for manslaughter. Well, when Toby gets out, he calls up the woman that bought the Shelby GT custom Mustang so he could race it up in the De Leon. And what this is a custom race. This big name guy makes his own race, and he chooses the racers, and whoever wins gets all the cars that was in the race. So Toby has to go to California, and he has to get there in 45 hours. Yeah, 45 hours. And they are racing they're driving from New York to California. So he is driving, and he's going through, he has to take a detour through this town, and he's running through there and going through, and he gets through. That's because his friend is up in a airplane and navigating them and telling them where to go. And they're all the time giving this guy crap, and he wants his handle to be Maverick, and they're all the time making fun of him because he says he could drive an Apache helicopter, and we'll find out about that later on when I tell you about it. But they're all the time giving this guy crap because they don't believe that he can drive an Apache helicopter. Well, he navigates them, and they get back on the interstate, and then they pick up another person from the pit crew, and Toby shows what's going on with the car, and he's got cops running around, and he does a whole block around the building, and is running loose. So Toby has to get away from the cops, and he's driving and trying to get away from them. Once you get away from them, Toby has to ramp up this incline, and that's how he gets away from the cops. And the cops will look for him, but they can't find him. So they have to do a rolling fill up. So they had to put the record truck beside the Mustang and fill up, and Toby gets away in time before the helicopter goes by, and the helicopter don't spot him. So Toby and them get a call from the guy that is head of the De Leon race, and he tells them that he's in, and he's talking to Dino on the other end of the line. Dino puts out a bounty for whoever can take out Toby before he can get to this race, because Dino don't want him in the race because Dino doesn't want people to know that he killed Pete. So he puts out this hit, and these guys start coming after him, and they chase him through the mountains. And when they attack Toby and them, the woman's driving, so Toby has to tell her what to do, and that way they can get away safely. And they get away from them, and then the guy who drives airplanes, helicopters, I'm going to call him Maverick because that's his handle in the movie, I can't remember his name in the movie, but Maverick comes over in an Apache helicopter, and they hook up the Mustang, and they go and meet the pit crew on the other side of the mountain. And I think he takes them all the way to California. We don't really say in the movie, but they make it to California, and Toby meets up with Dino and tells Dino that he's going to prove that Dino killed Pete because Dino did. And then when Toby and the woman's leaving, Dino's mechanic comes in the wrecking truck and crashes into the Mustang and totals the Mustang, and Toby has to get the woman that's driving with him in the hospital. And while she's in the hospital, Toby and his pit crew meet up with Toby's ex-girlfriend, and she gives them a number to this shop where Dino put the car that he killed Pete in. He got some storage, and they find the car, and Toby and him was wondering, why did he keep this car? Why didn't he just jump it? It's evidence, and if anybody finds this car, Dino's in jail no matter what. And they don't really specify why he kept the car. I really don't know why somebody would keep the car as evidence. But anyway, they get the car, and Toby makes it to the DeLeon and tells Dino that after this race he will go to jail because Toby got the car with him. So they do the DeLeon race, and Toby's all the way in the back, and he makes his way up to 5th or 6th, and then the cops show up, and a bunch of the racers get knocked out of the race, and by the close to the end of the race, there's 3 racers left. There's Toby, Dino, and this other guy, and Toby's in the lead, and Dino's in 3rd. Well, the cops are starting to use lethal force now because some of the cops have been hurt or injured in this pursuit, so they're going off for nothing trying to get these guys to stop racing. So they do anything they try to do to stop these guys. They do a rolling roadblock. One cop reads his car up with the nightstick to run on a song, and he hits it in gear and knocks one of the racers out. And then at the very end, Toby lets Dino pass him. Well, Toby does this for a reason, and he's contemplating if he's going to do the same thing that Dino did to Pete, but he don't. But he passes Dino, and Dino tries to sideswipe him to hit him, but Toby hits the brakes, and Dino flips the car and wrecks. Well, Toby's about to win the race, but he goes back to check on Dino, and he pulls Dino out of the car and punches Dino and said that's for Pete. And then the cops come, so Toby gets back in the car and wins the DeLeon. But Toby has to go to jail for 2 months for illegal street racing, but Dino goes in there for a long time because it's finally proven that Dino killed Pete. And at the end of the movie, Toby and them have to go get the Maverick from the Army prison, and that's the end of the movie. This movie was pretty good. I liked it. What did y'all like about the Need for Speed movie? Did you think it was a good movie? Do you wish they would have went more with the video game storyline instead of making their own storyline? What are y'all's thoughts? And in the next movie reviews, I'm reviewing Biker Boys, so y'all look for that. As always, which went on to be signing out, guys. Good yourself. See y'all next time.